Uh-oh.
You are live.
Enter studio. Hang on, I'm coming on. I'm coming on. Can you hear me?
Wait,
Wait, go in 5 minutes, okay? Okay, 5. Started in 5 minutes. 4, 3. What, you already started?
Yes.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. So we have the invisible Esteban over here. You can only see his head. Oh, look at this guy. The incredible technology that we use here at Resale America. So, hey, guys, welcome to the channel, Liquidation Motivation. Our channel is all about selling on eBay, Amazon, pallet loads, truckloads, bin stores, liquidations, consignment stores, and building wealth, making money and put it into appreciating assets so that you can become rich. All right, look at how cool a green screen is, right? You can make anything disappear, right? Watch my hand disappear. Woohoo! Look at that. Because Esteban's holding. What you can't see is that he's holding up a green shirt, so that we can make. Oh, look at that! Somebody. That's so cool. Anyways. So yeah, welcome to the channel today. Hey, we already got a few watchers out there, a few fans out there. If you guys have any questions or comments for us, put it down in the comment section down below. We appreciate you watching. And where are we going to start out today? I do want to say that I have some loads coming in today, some truckloads coming in today. We found a source for Amazon mediums. And today I'm going to get I'm actually getting a truckload, just so you know, a truckload today at 4, and then another one tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So we have 48 pallets coming in of mediums. I found them locally for me, and they're a pretty good price. So I'm pretty excited about getting them in. I want to see if I can, first of all, use some pallets for ourselves, and then also flip some pallets. So, and they're going to be relatively inexpensive. We're going to be able to sell them for like $350 a pallet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I think they're going to be like 4, maybe 5 foot tall, filled with mediums. If anybody's ever bought mediums, it's medium-sized boxes. Normally, I think you get like 30 to 50 items per pallet. It'll be things like microwaves and lamps, a lot of lighting. I don't really care too much for lighting, but there's also going to be good stuff in there. I'm real excited about getting these mediums in. If they work, I'm going to try to buy out the line and then buy everything that they get in at this warehouse. And, so then we'll have a regular thing. That's the hardest part of this business, is getting a regular supply. That's why my guy that I've been buying from locally, I buy everything he has. Today, we picked up a load yesterday. We pick up a load today. I'm trying to get more load. I buy everything he has. You lock down a supply. That's what's so tough when you're a smaller buyer, is you can't lock down a supply. So it'd be beneficial to team up and partner up with other people in your area, so that you can become a bigger buyer. Then maybe you can get direct to the contract holder, as opposed to having going through a broker to a broker. If you're going through a little broker, who's going to a big broker who is going through the contract holder, there's an additional 2 commissions in there that you're going to have to pay. So, that's just how it works when you're new in this business. So you want to try to be one of the bigger buyers, one of the bigger players, so you don't have to pay all those extra fees. Because every time you pay an extra fee, it's coming out of your pocket, man. So yeah, it's less profit for you. So be careful of that kind of stuff. Be careful who you're buying from. I mean, it's real simple with these Facebook pages now, right? If you go to Liquidation Truckloads or to Pallet Loads or Pallet
Sales,
Pallet Truckloads, I think Truckload Pallets. There's another one out there with like 30,000 members in it, right? So if you see a load listed, like remember the other day in Bin Store Co-op, I posted a load that was $20,000, and this rebroker was brokering it for $26,000. You can go into these sites, take the title and paste it in these sites and search these sites so you can see who's actually selling the load, so that you're not having to pay that $6,000 markup that company was trying to charge, which is ridiculous. Shame on you. I forget what the name of it. If I had the name handy right now, I'd tell you guys who it was, but I don't want to say it because I might be wrong. But that's too much for somebody to make on a brokered load. I don't care.
it's just greed at that point.
Yeah, making 6. I mean, now, and I'm all about people making money. If you're marking that up $1,000, I'm good with you. But marking it up $6,000, that's too greedy, and it doesn't work it works for you if you sell it. Good for you, but it doesn't work for the person that buys it. You kind of put it to them. So yeah, find out where things are coming from. If anybody has any questions, any comments, put them down in the section below. What else? What do we want to talk about today, guys?
Well, I would like to bring up really quick, if you don't mind. Of course, we do Facebook Lives on our channel. If you're watching, I appreciate it. Resale America Lakeland. I know we stream at 7 different sites. But if you're watching, I talk about pallets every day. If you're in a reflipping business, make sure you're watching this liquidation motivation. If you're just joining, make sure you hit the subscribe. Tom does a great job. Of course, he's got his master in business, and Esteban does great in eBay. Very smart, knowledgeable as well. So make sure you hit the subscribe, listen to this channel, watch the channel, follow the channel if you're going to make it big on reflipping.
Yeah, exactly. And then I did want to bring up our eBay channel, talk a little bit about our eBay channel. I think that our eBay sales are about 5,000 a week right now.
That's correct.
So when Esteban took it over, we were losing lots of money in eBay. We had a poor rating. We had 3 employees working it that weren't the best managed. And, Esteban took it over. We're up to about 5,000 a week in sales. How many listings do we have in there now?
Right now we have close to 4,000 listings right now. 4,000
listings. So we do have the 3 in-house employees, and then we use the VAs to help list overseas. The inventory is cleaned up. Everything is organized and ready to roll, and now we're just looking to 10x that sales. So 5,000 a week in sales would equal to what, 250,000 a year in sales, and that really was an important. When I did my P&L base, when I conceptually was planning Resale America, my online sales, I projected that we could do upwards of $1 million in online sales, and I certainly think that we can get there. You can see my sales growing like this. If you want to go to our channel and check out our listings, it's Re-Sale America, one word, right?
Yes.
So our username is Re-Sale America. Re-Sale America.
And that's on eBay.
On eBay, yeah. Hey guys, do you have any contact for high piece count near Jacksonville, Florida? You know what I do? Facebook user. I'm not sure who you are because when I look it up, I can't see your name, but please reach out to me. Please private message me. The reason why I can't tell you here is because the person wants to remain anonymous. She doesn't want anybody calling them. I should say them, right? They don't want anybody calling them. They're set in the channels that they have. I am a buyer from them, and I'm trying to be a bigger buyer from them. But they don't want to be mentioned here, and I got to respect that. If any broker comes to me with rules or any, even like I buy furniture from one place that starts with a W, I'm not allowed to mention their name. So I never mention their name. I try not to mention their name. Sometimes I slip up. Stan's supposed to edit it out, but whenever we're in these lives, sometimes it does slip out. We do buy Ashley furniture from the same organization. That's Dan, and I'll give that person up because he doesn't mind. Dan Eggleston. He's from Viking Building Systems. So if you want to buy Ashley furniture or another furniture company that starts with a whoop, I can't say it, get a hold of Dan Eggleston at Viking Building Systems. I bought up all the state of Florida's warehouses. So, hopefully you're not in Florida, go somewhere else. But if there's a warehouse near you, it's a very good price. You get a very good price. Get a hold of me, Facebook user, private message me, and I'll see. I know that there's a lot of different. I didn't realize how many different levels of high piece count there are. There's there's the cheap ones with a little food, then there's more expensive ones with no food, and then there's more expensive ones with electronics, some electronics. Then there's all electronics. I mean, I'm getting the list as far as how that all works, and I'm trying to figure out how we can. How we can pass the savings on to everybody else. We're trying to figure out the right system, to make this work for everybody, to make our community grow and benefit and have zero brokerage fees. I know there's a lot of brokers here in this group that probably don't like me saying that, we can create something where there's zero brokerage fees, but I think that's in our, we're planning on that. It's in the horizon, it's in the future for us. So, and we can create a group that passes the savings on to everybody.
I would say if you don't start one, someone else will.
Yeah. And I don't have a problem with that either.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, so the group is Bin Store Co-op. I really don't want to be the co-op owner, but if somebody wants to start that, I'd be happy to help them. But if nobody else is willing to start it, I feel like it's my responsibility to try to figure that out and get it going. But that would mean that, that's just, what I'm good at?
buying stuff?
I'm not good at delegating. I'm not okay at delegating,
No.
but I'm great at. No, you're right. You're right. What's all these price tags all over?
Oh, because
Story behind that.
Stanley told me that I can't wear my green Celtics shirt, so
Oh.
I had to go and find something on the
I
floor.
didn't think about that. So
Yeah.
these are
That's
the. So how we sell our clothing? These are marked $19.99, but we sell them 70% off. So this hoodie, zip up, is actually only $6 in our store. Where was I going? Something about you.
If you want me to autograph this, we can put it on eBay. And
So yeah, my point was somebody needs to start the group. I had a train of thought there. Where was I going?
I said that if we don't start one, someone else will.
Yeah. So we just need to figure out how to benefit the stores, how the stores are beneficial.
That you're good at.
Oh, I'm good at.
Yes.
And he said delegating. I'm actually pretty good at delegating because I have to, because I'm so busy lately. But what I'm really good at is buying shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
so good at, I can find deals. I don't mind hustling. We talked about jumping in garbage cans the other day. I have no problem with that. I love buying, and it's nicer now that I'm a bigger buyer, so I buy truckloads. You can do it from my office. I love hunting, finding deals, and building relationships. So that's what I'm good at buying. I'm a good salesman, but I don't have time to be out on the floor talking with customers and putting stuff on eBay. So that's why I have a great team around me. And these are my partners, all right? These are my partners. They're not my employees. And so when they're my partners, I'm always looking to build up. Stanley's my partner. We're always looking to build up and 10X our business. We own the world's largest liquidation store. I want to own the world's largest bin store, which hopefully we're negotiating that right now. We want to be the world's largest eBay store, which I'm not sure we can because there's people out there with millions and millions in sales, but we can.
We'll catch up one day.
We have so much stuff. I mean, we have over 500,000 items in our store. We certainly have the potential to be one of the largest eBay sellers, I would say, on eBay. And we're not, we're not cookie cutter like a lot of people are. They order one box with 24 of one item, and they can sell any. We order one. We get a box, right? We get an Amazon Talls with 1,500 items, all different, right? So it's a challenging business, but it's fun. All right, Kendall says we have an empty Macy's building here in Vero Beach, Florida, for your next location.
Ooh, very nice.
So Kendall, I do not. Where's Vero Beach? Oh, Vero Beach is right on the. That's where I went. That's that's on the coast.
Do you know where Vero Beach is?
I don't want to
East
open.
Coast, right?
So Kendall, I don't want to open another Resale America. So Resale America, when you think about it, has 50 employees, 110,000 square feet. I had to buy out a Sears and a Kmart in order to build it. It took us 6 months to put it up. The investment was just south of $1 million. Every day, it's hard to run and manage. We have over 500,000 items in inventory. And then somebody said, "Hey, why don't you open a bin store?" And then I realized, oh man, these are 3 employees, no cash, no carts, no bags, no returns, no pricing. I just want to open 100 bin stores. So maybe we can do the world's largest bin store in Vero Beach, Florida. That would be awesome. I could there, and then I have an excuse to go to the beach every day, right?
I remember we went to Macy's when we were buying some of the product because we were selling out in Orlando. Remember that? It was 2 floors of Macy's. I'm like, imagine the inventory room we could fill up.
Yeah, I mean,
These are
Macy's. Liquidation stores are so hard, and I'm not discouraging anybody to open one. I mean, I love this business. You know what I love about the business, so that the aspect that we take trade-ins, that we take used stuff on trade. I think that makes us so unique. And the thing about like pawn shops, right? The pawn shop only wants your Apple products, your high-end electronics, your good guitar. My liquidation, so if somebody bought a 1953 TV that doesn't work, they're not taking it, right? Because they don't see the value. There's no resale value to them on that. But to us, we think that's freaking cool. Yeah, and we think it's a museum piece, and we want it in our store. We put these kind of pieces in our store all the time. If somebody walked in with a 12-foot Godzilla, right? I mean, that is so cool because people are going to want to take pictures with it. People, we want stuff we want unique stuff like that. And That's what I love about our store. Our store is unique, and we're only 2 years in, and we probably have, I don't know, maybe 100 to 200 cool pieces in our store. When we get to be 5 years in, now we're gonna have 1,000 cool pieces in our store. And when we get to that level, you know, we're gonna be an iconic store that people want to go to and look at. You know, we'll be like a museum, and I'm very excited about getting to that level. So
I had a couple that came in yesterday, and they were praising Resale America because it was the first time coming here. They're out in Winter Haven, and they came here to visit the Lakeland Square Mall, but they stumbled across Resale America, and they had so much high praise about this place, not only because they could sell their old tools, but because of the mix of items that we had in our store. And I pointed out our electronics section where we had, you know, big flat screen TVs alongside a box of vintage television, and they didn't get to see that area just yet when I had spoken to them, but they were excited to go explore the store.
yeah,
So I saw
So
the
much to
excitement
see.
within them. So I truly understand the vision you have for Resale America.
yeah, and you know what's so cool, you know, I mean, but we have so much good inventory. Also, we have more stuff in our electronics department than our local Best Buy has. Right? You go there. There's 12 cameras out there on display, but underneath there's 0 for sale.
Yeah.
Or there's one old model in there for sale. There's huge supply chain issues out there, and you know our I mean, we got Bluetooth. We got everything. Cell phones. We just have everything. And
when we need gear, it's here. We don't have to look elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
So we do a lot of that in our marketing. Like, you know, our marketing is like, you know, we're in Lakeland, Florida. So it's Lakeland, Florida. Why would you pay more at Best Buy? Come here. We're better price. We're better value. So yeah. I love this business. So I'm not discouraging this business. I just think that a big store like this takes all my focus. Where bin stores, I can open a bin store, go in and set it up, using Esteban systems, set it all up. Paul's marketing, set it all up, and then I don't have to go back again. You know, as long as I got somebody good working it, you know, I don't have to go back. You know, I can maybe go visit them once a month or something like that. This store, I have to be here every day doing this, right? You do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, you know, giving directions. And, you know, I got a good management staff. I just, you know, I just need to make sure it's my vision because we have so much invested. We have investors to pay off and things like that. So, all right.
Before, really quick, stupid silly fact. Macy's. I know. What was it? Kendall.
Kendall, yeah.
Kendall. He was talking about former Macy's. They got one. Toys R Us is actually taking over 400 locations in all the old former Macy's locations. Yeah.
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us is coming back.
Sorry, guys. It ain't gonna work. I don't know why they bring that. I mean, listen, bricks and mortar retail is out. If I know you big corporate guys aren't listening to me, but if you're on here, you're going out of business, transition to the internet, and shut down your stores. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Who's taking over all these stores? Discount closeout stores. Who's the number one leasee of Toys R Us stores in the nation? You know, listen.
Say that again.
So Toys R Us shut down all their stores.
Yeah.
Who is the number one leasee of these stores? Who's going in these stores?
Spirit Halloween.
TJ Maxx.
TJ
Maxx is running more of these Toys R Us than anybody else. It's a discount retailer. Retail, bricks and mortar retail will be all discount retail. You know, I mean, will Walmart still have a presence? Yeah, grocery stores obviously have to have a presence, although delivery is exploding right now. You know, will Target still be there? Yeah, but I mean, all this small mom and pop stuff, not mom and pop. Mom and pops went out. Mom and pops went out when the malls went in, and now malls are going out because online's coming in. Not coming in, it's here. So
you're saying TJ Maxx, Marshalls, all those that's under that umbrella is just taking over?
They're exploding. They're in every plaza. You look at in every plaza. Down here we have Bell's. Is it Bell's? Yeah. You know, in every plaza you have these discount retailers, and that's what's taking over retail. If you're going to be a high price, if you're going to be the high price leader in bricks and mortar, you're going to go out of business. I mean, we still have JCPenney's in this mall, right? I mean, we should take bets when they're going to go out. I mean, because who shops at JCPenney's? My mom. Right?
You're not joking. I was just telling, I forgot who I was telling the story to, but I came to the mall with my wife. She wanted to go shopping. And I was like, let's go to JCPenney. I just want to compare it to Resale America. and then we go to JCPenney and Dillard's. And guess who I see sitting in the perfume counter? It was an older woman. I think it looked like the way you see her, it was very nostalgic for her. Like she was visiting an old time setup.
Yeah.
And how many other people were there? It was just mostly employees and maybe 3 customers.
Yeah.
But this is on a weekend. And then I come to Resale America, packed. And I'm not saying that because, we're Resale America. It's just a fact.
Well, yeah. Their customer base are the boomers, the baby boomers.
Yeah.
Our customer base is more the millennials and middle class families, working class families. So certainly JCPenney's in our mall will be going out and we'll buy the hell out of that stuff whenever they start going out of business. And then, and then we have Dillard's in our mall. Dillard's will probably stay around a little longer. I think that they have a little, but yeah, I don't see a future for that. So Chen, okay, here you go. Do you know where I can auction high piece count pallets? Also, I saw some people selling Amazon mystery box. I saw some bin store buy many pallets Amazon mystery box for their store inventory. I don't know what you mean. Like, where can I auction high piece count pallets? I mean, I know where you can buy them. And then yeah, mystery boxes. We sell our mystery boxes 8 for $400, and we do have another bin store that buys them and resells them at their store by the piece. So, and you're living, Chen's in Chicago. Is there any warehouse or place to look up for high piece? Yeah, I think that, in Indiana, which is not too far from you, is where Excess Limited is. Remember, you don't want their process loads. You want their direct loads. I think there's a lot in Ohio, a lot in Indiana, a lot up that way. You should be able to find a lot of good. Go to Truckload Liquidators and go to, I forget, man, I got to have that pallet reseller one down pat. But yeah, go to Truckload Liquidation. 20,000 people are in there. Put what you're looking for. You're going to get 100 responses. Every broker in the world will respond to you because they want to make that commission, right? They want to make that $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $6,000 off you, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want that. So yeah, just put it in there. But just be careful. Make sure you research the load. See if you can get it cheaper somewhere else. But remember that somewhere else they might not talk to you because you're a new buyer in this business. Old brokers or old school brokers, people that have been in the business for a while, don't want to talk to you because they don't want to teach you the business. Okay, you can get a new broker, somebody who's fresh, somebody who's 22, just got hired from this company. They'll talk to you because they're looking for the business. But remember, there's an extra step of commission on there, so just be careful. Just be careful. Do you know any good liquidation wholesale in North Carolina? Yeah, I know there's somebody in North Carolina. I forget their name, but I know they own a chain of like 75 discounts or liquidation stores. So I'm sure that they pick their loads. Just be careful of loads that are picked. I know in Tennessee, there's Mid-Tennessee Wholesale, but I think they might be only exporting, but then there's Essex. They are a contract holder for Amazon. So I would look into Essex. That's not too far away from you. There's a lot of good merchandise in your area, though. Once again, go to Truckload Liquidations, tell them where you're at, and then you should be able to see where people will come out of the woodwork with loads for you. You really have a big business. If you can buy a Macy's store, it's going to need a lot of inventory to fill. Certainly, Judy, it took forever to fill this store up. But what I did is I was buying truckloads, but I also remember we have the used segment of our store. So I went to the Salvation Army and I built up a good relationship with them. And I went to Goodwill and built up a good relationship with them. And they were selling me loads of their merchandise, it's untouched clothing. I was buying from them. They do auctions in Tampa, Florida, of bins of donations, and I would buy the whole bin for $30, and you'd get hundreds and hundreds of dollars of the inventory. So when we first started, we had mounds of inventory. I was buying inventory for months and months and months and months, truckloads every day. We literally had 20-foot piles of inventory here and no shelving. So we had to do a tear down because Macy's had a lot of display cases, had a lot of like the jewelry counters and the perfume. We tore most of them down, kept one, and then we had to put shelves up. So there was a transition for that. So once we got the shelves up, then we started pricing, and we we priced so many things and put on the shelf, but we really didn't. What I thought we had a lot of inventory, but once you spread it out over 100,000 square foot store, it didn't seem like we had much stuff in the store. Now it seems like we're building. Now I'd say we're 80% full. Pretty soon, by next year, we'll be 100% full. We'll have so much stuff, because it's just that, you just progress, right? You just grow. You grow as a business. We don't have an unlimited budget. Even with a budget of just south of $1 million, that's not a lot of money. It's not like we have $10 million in the bank and we can just load it all up at once. We're not some big corporation. So cash flow is big. Cash flow is very big in this business. If you're in the retail business, summertime it's low, wintertime it's high, and you just got to manage that. So, hi. Okay, here we go. Treasure David says, Treasure Depot from upstate New York, tuning in. If you end up going to New York, check us out. David, tell me where you're at in New York. Treasure Depot, upstate. I love upstate. I hope you're not going to tell me Poughkeepsie's upstate, because that is not upstate. And are you a bin store, David? Listen, if anybody has a bin store, if you can see at the bottom, do we have the scrolling thing at the bottom?
For what?
Where's our scrolling thing, or does it go away whenever we do the questions, comments on there?
Where do you want to put it?
Oh, up the scrolling thing up top, or anywhere.
No, what do you want to put? What do you want to put on screen?
The logo?
No, the scrolling thing.
Yeah, what do you want to put on
Anything. I don't care what you put on it.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, there's a scrolling thing. So what I want to do is listen, if anybody has a bin store or a liquidation store, you can give us your name and your address, and we will post it at the bottom here of the scrolling thing so that you can see in the country where other bin stores and liquidation stores are, and maybe you can go give them a visit. We get contacts all the time, people that are looking, ask them where we're at, seeing if they can come in and, and have a meeting with us. And, we're always welcome to talk to other people. It's normally, it's a 10-minute meeting, and hey, how you doing? What's going on? Oh, this is the store. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm finally here. It's so much fun. I love it, man. I love it. So yeah, if you got a store, if you got a bin store or liquidation store, give us the store name and the address, and we'll put it at the bottom of the scrolling screen. And I mean, we get maybe 200 to 500 people that watch this video a day. At least it brings you a little bit of additional marketing, free marketing, right? We all love free marketing. We prosper on free marketing.
Creates relationships.
All right, Judy. I am getting my inventory directly from Macy's. No shenanigans. Yeah, Judy. So we used to do used clothes here. Now we only do new clothes. And I buy the majority of my clothes from Macy's liquidations. Macy's liquidations online. You can catch them sometimes, and they have some really good discounts. Sometimes they offer them like 40% off the load if they want to get rid of them. So we get a lot. I love the clothes from Macy's. They're great at, you're like, if you buy the dresses are priced like $100, $200. So what we do is when we get in these loads, we have eBay review them first. They go through and take out what they want, and they send it to eBay because, for me to sell a $200 dress here is, we sell it at 70% off. So it'd be $60. It would be easier for me to sell on eBay and probably maybe get $100 to $120 out of it on eBay. So we have both eBay sales and store sales, but I love buying from Macy's. No shenanigans.
Sorry?
You want to answer the eBay question?
Oh,
So,
sure.
so you said no shenanigans. And let me just add that, yeah, I agree with you. I've never got a bad load from Macy's liquidations. I've never been disappointed in a load. It comes in exactly as they say it. What's the eBay question?
Justin says, what kind of pallets would you recommend for just selling on eBay? If you're a starter, I think I like what you said about buying the Goodwill and Salvation Army loads. Start off with that, but it really depends on whether you have a team or not, because it's a lot of work to sort through entire pallets. Take that in consideration if you're looking to buy pallets. Have a team in place. Break down the inventory and figure out whether or not it's worth selling on eBay or not. Because if it's not gonna bring you $20 a piece, I might not want to pay somebody to photograph and list it. I might want to bundle them up and sell them that way. What do you guys think?
Well, what's the guy's name in Vegas?
Damien?
No. Your buddy that we
I see what
interviewed.
you're saying. John from
Flipping ain't easy. There we go. Shout out to Flipping Ain't Easy
I'm
on
sorry,
YouTube.
John.
John, go on. You know, anybody who needs another channel to watch, Flipping Ain't Easy. A lot of great information out there. So what John does is he buys mostly from liquidation.com and B-Stock, and he buys the manifested loads. So he can see exactly what's going to be on that road. Remember, even in manifested loads, unless it says new, if they're returns, 50% new, 25% used, 25% bad. Keep that in mind. As long as it's an honest seller, that's what you're going to get. So that's where he primarily gets it from. So he can see, you get the manifest, and then you hope it's going to be, first of all, a good percentage, and then you're going to hope that you can make some money on it. He quit, right? He worked for the railroad. I mean, he had a very good job for the railroad, and he quit, and now he does this full time in Vegas. So you can go that way. I would probably go thrifting. I like the thrifting route if you're starting on eBay.
But he's talking about pallets.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
So if you're starting, start off with used, but know that there's going to be a lot of junk in there, and you have to process it. But if you're going to go the John's Flipping Ain't Easy route, buying liquidation, you know up front what you're going to get, and that might be a little more beneficial. But understand that the profit margin may or may not be there. So look at that manifest and determine whether or not it's worth it for you.
All right. What would you remember for just selling on eBay? What kinds of? So I would say if you're new, start with thrifting, because then you can just go out and spend 40 or 50 bucks and buy 10 items.
And you get to learn.
Put them up. Yeah, you learn the process and then go into the pallet buying.
Yeah. I think what I would start, seeing the pallets that we have here would be 6-footers. There's about 700 to 1,000 pieces, and you get cell phone cases, but when we buy new phones at Verizon, we don't buy it there because it's crazy money. Where we go, Amazon, eBay. So and I look at it as like on the other contrary, shipping the item out. If I'm working for myself, I don't want a heavy item because it's going to cost more to ship than it would be when I'm going to be making profit. So
we should never be afraid of shipping, though.
No, not afraid of shipping. I'm just saying, the smaller the item, the more profit I can make.
But if you're going to buy the high piece count loads, you have to have that second level of selling either a yard sale or flea market, because you do get a lot of lower price values. So definitely. That's why I don't like that. We talk about layers, having layers for selling. That's why I don't recommend anybody who's just eBay.
Very good point.
To buy anything, there's very few loads that you can buy if you're only eBay. So just work in those layers.
That's what made a good point. How big is the team, what you sell, and how much you sell, and I guess it all based off those variables.
So Kendall says, I work in upper management for an off-price retailer. We opened over 100 stores last year. We're killing coals and pennies. I agree, Kendall. Good for you. Good for you, upper management. Man, maybe that's what we should do after we get out of this business. Go work for some big company like that. Good for you, Kendall. Yeah, 100%, man. So an off-price retailer. Yeah, you guys are killing it. They're opening up every new plaza I see a Marshalls, I see a TJ Maxx, I see these discount stores going. Seems like every new plaza. And they're growing and growing and growing. As the online presence grows, and during Corona, it exploded like 50%. They thought like the level would level off, which it was leveling off. Amazon wasn't getting the great return growth as they did earlier on, but then when Corona hit, nobody wanted to leave their house, and so now everybody's used to this, Skyping, and everybody's used to FaceTiming. People are still working at home. People are still so many more people are ordering online. And it's not going to change.
Not to stray off subject. JCPenney's, when it first opened up in early 1900s, it was called the Golden Store, Golden Rule Store. He named it after customer service. He said, treat every customer as you want to be treated. And that always kind of stuck with me. And it's good for marketing if you're at your own bin store or any store. Customers are first and foremost customer service.
Yeah. Every store. Listen, if you're going to open a retail store, it's going to be cyclical. Yep. It's going to be cyclical. You're going to have your ups, and then you're going to have your downs, right? You're going to be cool, and then you're not going to be cool, right? You before you know it, you're not cool. So, I'm trying to think of like the stores that were cool when I was, like the Gap in the 90s, right? The Gap was cool in the 90s, and now it's not cool. My kids don't want to go to the Gap, right? Yeah. I'm trying to think where you'd get like in the 80s, all the clothes in the 80s, There were stores where you'd buy like Z Cavaricci jeans were like $150 in the 80s, right?
Stanley says, what's the Gap?
What's the Gap? See, that was like classy clothes when I was a kid, Banana Republic was classy when I was a kid. You know, those stores just go in and out of business. It's just cyclical. It's just cyclical. So JCPenney is going to be out. You know, the new stores are coming in. Discount stores are coming in. You know, you can see like even the stuff that my kids used to like, you know, 15 years ago, or kind of seem to be not so cool anymore. I don't even know the names of these stores in the mall. They're still here, but you can see they're not as popular as they used to be. All right, what do we got? Dom, with bin stores popping up all over the place, is the stigma that you need to be at least 50 miles from the nearest one starting to go away? Could it be beneficial clustering them to get more shoppers? I mean, I like the clustering. I'm not sure if clustering bin stores together will work, but I don't think that 50 miles is the right number. I'm thinking more like 25 miles, or 15 to 25 miles away from the nearest store. You know, where we live, 15 miles means 40 minutes, right?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
but where I'm from in New York, 15 miles means 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends where you live, but in a bigger city like where we live in, it's I'm looking to be 15. I'm looking to be about 20 miles away from my other two stores. So I'm looking at I'm looking at 2 locations right now, maybe 3 locations right now for bin stores. So I'm not afraid of being near somebody else. I'm not, as long as you have your inventory right. We kind of have a competitive advantage because of our big store. So if you're just a little bin store, let's say you're a 2,500 square foot bin store with 20 bins, and you can only bring in 6 pallets a week, I'm going to beat you, right? I mean, that's not supposed to be disrespectful, but we have the 100,000. We can bring in truckloads. We can bring in 10 truckloads a week, and we can bring in better inventory. We're not held hostage. So that's why I'm a big fan of growing bigger. We have to figure out what the sweet spot is.
Yeah.
The one guy said he has a warehouse and then 6 1,000 square foot bin stores, and he does great. So maybe, so he has a 20,000, or I don't even know how big his warehouse is, a 50,000 square foot warehouse serving 6 bin stores. That works. One bin store is harder. The bigger you get, economies of scale dictate the larger you are, the cheaper you're going to be able to sell goods and services. So, you have to get bigger. You have to get bigger.
Remember what Damien said at Nice Find. He says that why he chose his location was because he's near other thrift stores and might as well be on the path of other resellers' sourcing route.
See, that's what I like. I like that. I like that. I don't mind. I looked at a plaza that had a huge thrift store in it, and I'm like, that's where I want to be, right? Because people are going to be like, oh, so the 10,000 people that visit that thrift store a week will now also see my bin store right next to it. So that's the clustering that I'm thinking about. And I liked what Damien said, to be on that same route. He's in a building that used to be a thrift store.
Yeah.
So he's getting the old customers that used to go to, what did you guys change? So it's great. So I would want to be in the same plaza. And if a plaza will let a thrift store in, the rents are lower, right? Because most thrift stores are nonprofits and can't really, I mean, barring Goodwill and Salvation Army, I'm saying like a local thrift store. You typically can get a better lease rate, and they typically will let a business. Because remember, all plazas won't let businesses like us in. All plazas want national clients. They want nice and clean. They don't want wood bins. I mean, they don't want these orange bins. Can you see these orange? Where is it? Right here. They don't want these orange bins, in their plaza. They don't want they don't want banners on the wall. They want beautiful signs. They don't want a banner out front. If you go to a plaza and you see banners out front of stores, that's your frickin' plaza. That's where you want to be. That's where you're going to get a good price on rent. So I like those places. Okay, so here we go. We got David's in Rochester, New York, and they have a 10,000 square foot bin store. What was his original question?
What he's telling you, if you ever go up to New York, I think it was Treasure Deals, I believe it was.
Scroll up a little bit.
The oldest store up in New York.
Yeah, Treasure Depot in upstate New York. Tuning in. Thank you, Treasure Depot. David. Yeah. Okay. So you're in Rochester. So I'm looking in Syracuse right now and in Watertown right now. I'm thinking about putting bin stores up there. I have my brother. I'm from Watertown, so my brother is up there. He could actually run the company. I have an ex-partner in Oswego, which you would know where that's at, David. And I want to talk to him about possibly helping build a chain up there. So 100%, David. Bin stores up there. 10,000 is a good sized bin store. I like it. I like it. I don't think there was a question there, but yeah, I will. If I ever come to Rochester, I'll come see you there, David. I appreciate your feedback. What do we got here? Tom, you ever buy from Macy's from B-Stock? I've never bought Macy's on B-Stock. I like the Macy's liquidations website. You have to apply and to get accepted up there. So
Macy'sLiquidation.com, isn't that correct?
yeah, Macy'sLiquidation.com. I'm kind of shocked how cheesy the website is. You would think that Macy's would have a better website than that, but it's very outdated. And
I have a feeling it's an outsider calling it Macy's
All right.
Liquidation.
well, it could be, but I'm telling you, this stuff is legit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think there could be a third party running the company, which is totally possible, but it's definitely connected to Macy's.
Okay.
It's either a section of Macy's or a third party running it for Macy's, because it's. I don't think it's, or maybe somebody has the contract to get all the returns and shelf
That's
pulls.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it could be. It's because it's legit. It's very good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, your zip code's a little bit off there. All right. What else? You think you can make $100,000 a year on eBay without having a team? Is that what they said? Justin says without having a team. There's so the people who are most successful,
It depends on the quality of your items and the profit potential that your items have. That's the difference between 100 and K. Because let's say that you're selling $100 items a week, maybe, but if you're selling $20 items, and selling 100 of those a week, it really depends. I think it has to do with the items you're selling.
So it's your sourcing. You got to figure out how you're sourcing. You got to figure out
Time.
And your time. Maybe I know your buddy in Vegas there. I'm sure he's making somewhere near that. The success, even the successful YouTubers that I listen to, they're making like 50, 60, 70,000 on eBay, making 50, 60, 70,000 on YouTube, and making 50, 60, 7,000 on affiliate links or classes. So they kind of have a three-tiered courses. They kind of have a three-tiered approach in order to be at that level. I think in order to make $100,000, I think you would have to scale. I think making $50,000 to $60,000 is pretty simple to do.
Yes, you could do that by yourself.
But to go to 100K, you're gonna have to scale. You're gonna have to maybe get some VAs to help with your listings. Think about it. If you can just take the pictures, send them over to the Philippines and let them do the listing, it'll only cost you 50 cents or $1 or whatever it costs you. That saves you so much time. So if you have a strategy that you go to thrift stores and you only buy items that are $30 or more, right, and your price is $5 or less, whatever your strategy is. I just look at it as like, if I can make these, if I could triple, I want to triple my money. So if I can triple my money on buying something, but I don't want it to be a low price item. But I love sneakers. I love vintage clothing. I love, and every once in a while you come across a home run when you're there, man. Yeah. Every once in a while you're going to find an item you're going to make $1,000 on.
But
you might have to pay.
You can't depend on it.
You might have to pay $500 to get that $1,500 item. So be prepared for that, and don't let that scare you. Don't let that. Except I would say stay away from medical devices, because
100%.
We cannot. There's so many times where I look it up and I have no idea why, but I look it up on eBay. I see a medical device selling for $2,000. I pay the $500 for it. I go list it, and all of a sudden it gets booted off, right? And I don't know why, but there's some reason out there. So, all right, what do you think about target loads from B-Stock? I bought a lot of target loads from B-Stock. I think they're marginal. I don't think they're great. I don't think they're bad. I just think they're marginal. I bought a lot of the high piece count loads. I used to be able to get the high piece count loads from them I think they call them seasonal on there, seasonal loads. And I used to get them for less than 10% of retail. That has gone up a lot. There's a lot more people buying on B-Stock right now. So all prices have gone up a lot. So I don't want to say no. I would rather find I'd rather find a broker selling the loads for, let's say, $15,000, and I can buy them on the regular, maybe unmanifested loads for $15,000, and then you can get home runs sometimes in there.
When you're buying target loads, is there a mixture of clothing versus hard goods, or is it just strictly clothing? Because I've only come across clothing.
Well, B-Stock will categorize it all different. So you like we bought the $50,000 electronic load, which we did a video
And
on.
that's from
That's a very
Target?
good
That's from Target, yeah.
What about the shoes?
Those are Macy's,
Ah,
the
okay.
last one we bought. But you
Okay,
can
okay.
get Target shoes. I am working a deal to get Amazon shoes right now. I think I found a way to get them for a reasonable price. Amazon shoes and clothing. I'm looking to bring in one truck. If it works, I'll try to buy the whole line out. So I'm really excited about that.
I would say that if you're only looking at the clothing, I would think twice on the clothing.
All right, Judy says stores are doing good because they're tapping in the online business as well as having a backstage in and out discount store. They're all behaving like Amazon now. Okay. I mean, I think you need that multi-tier approach, Judy. I mean, if you know the world is becoming digitized, you have to sell on eBay. You know, if you could choose, if there's one thing you have to do outside of your store, you have to sell on eBay because you're going to get so many hard to sell items that might take 2 years or 5 years in your store for somebody to walk in and say, hey, you know, do you have, you know, X, Y, do you have a Bitcoin bull? You know, it'll take 5 years. Now that's pretty popular, so that'll sell fast. But, you know, do you have the lens to go to a, you know, a certain camera? No. Or yes, 5 years later. Or you can put it on eBay and sell it in 7 days. I'd rather put it on eBay and sell it in 7 days. One day. You can't. But you know what I love on eBay? I love 99-cent auctions on eBay. I used to do all my listings 99-cent auctions. Now we're doing buy it nows. But if I had a, you know, somebody had the strategy where they were buying the Lowe's truckloads, you know, getting the ceiling fans and all that kind of stuff and putting everything on 99-cent auction. And so you know, I know they were paying like 10% of retail. So a ceiling fan that's $200, you're paying $20 for 10% of retail. But every one of them are going for 50, 60, 70 bucks. Even they're selling them as is. And I'm like, what a great strategy. It's all, right. You know, you can either work on volume or value, right? I prefer to work on volume. You know, if we can clear out a line and just sell the hell out of everything, you know, we should try that with the smalls. Just list everything on eBay 99-cent auction, not the smalls, the mediums that we got coming in. And then do a profit analysis on a truckload. All right, we paid X amount for the truckload. When we sold it all after fees and labor and everything, we made this much money. Boom, it works. Let's go do it. Let's just hammer it. Let's hammer it. You know, but I think we'd have to hire a bunch more people for you, Esteban.
To process it all, yeah.
Bilo is offering process loads for $16.9, 66-inch Gaylords, which would be what? 5 is 60, 5.5 foot. Everything over 250 is taken out. Should we avoid these loads? Well, let me say this, that my last load that I bought of smalls. Now, keep in mind, I don't have to buy smalls very often because I have a local supplier. So I bought a load. I'm going to tell you straight up honest how exactly it went. Excess Limited came out with a load of smalls here in Tampa, in Orlando. I called up Mike from Midtown Liquidators. He negotiated the price off a little bit and then charged me that in commission. So I bought it from Midtown Liquidators for the same price I would have bought it from Excess. Now, I have bought it from Excess, so I could have just bought directly, but I like Mike. I have a good relationship with Mike and the beautiful Jody. I don't know if you guys are, I probably shouldn't say that on here, but my wife might be watching. Anyways, so when the load, I had to give them $20,000 as a down payment. When the manifest came in, which it came in like 5 days later, my price was 9% of the manifest. So when we did the math, my cost on a truckload was $15,000. Okay, so now I'm getting a direct load directly from Amazon for $15,000. When I got the manifest, there was 12 Samsung S21 Max Pro
cases,
cell phones.
Oh,
That on Amazon, on eBay, we're selling for $1,000, but $900 easy, $1,000 or something for brand new in the box. So I paid 15 grand for the load, and the 12 phones I could have sold for 12 grand. So my cost on all the rest would have been 3 grand. So that's why I have a problem with them taking out the $250 items, is that remember that load is only 15 grand, less than what you're paying for this full load. And you know, you could have had a net cost after selling the cell phones. Well, I mean, you got eBay fees. I know there's extra costs in there of about $3 grand for this truckload, and that's a home run, you know. So I would rather see you do it that way. So, you know, find out, you know, check out Excess Limited's sites, look to see what they're selling. If they won't talk to you, get a hold of Midtown Liquidators or Colton Carlson. He can help you out. All these guys can help you out. You know, just make sure you get charged a fair and a reasonable brokerage fee. You know, and buy it that way. I would prefer to buy it that way. I hate buying anything, but I get that I'm bigger, right? I get that we have the space. I hate buying anything that somebody else touched. All right, I don't want anybody else to touch something. But I see why a smaller bin store would see value in that. But I still think the 69 is a lot. 69 is a lot for a processed load. If I can buy an unprocessed load for 15, you know, you should be able to buy a processed load for 12. I don't know, 10. All right, what do you do with the broken, salvage, and non-sellable items? For example, a Lowe's load. Do you just trash it or get any money out of it?
Yeah, let me answer this question. Don't throw anything away. I've learned from Tom that we sell everything. No, in regards to things that are broken, we could still make a profit off of things that's broken. Oh, we just sold an entire pallet load of broken printers, and we made almost $2,000 off of these printers, broken printers.
He wanted to scrap them.
I really did. And I was like, whoa. So I think you'll say whoa too once you sell those broken pieces of tools as well. You can sell them on eBay and just disclose that they are broken, they're untested for parts only. And there's another question here in regard thrifty resale CNY. Is there a return policy on eBay auctions? So it kind of segues into that. In regards to returns, it's whatever you set up. You can set up any return policy on any of your listings, whether it's auctions or whether it is buy it now. However, you should know that no matter what, even if you put no returns, if the customer is dissatisfied with it for any reason, they can say that this item was not described or not what I wanted, and eBay will side with them. So always put at least a minimum of 30 days return policy, and you can set it up so this way they pay for the return and they're responsible for that. But don't ever think that we could just set a no return policy and expect it not to be returned, because they can return it no matter what.
That's the honest truth too. A buddy of mine, he put in the description blatant Xbox One, not Series X. He shipped it out, and the customer's like, "This ain't a Series X." So he had to pay for the shipping there, the shipping back, lost that all over.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things.
But one of the bigger things to remember though is don't worry about returns. Just keep your mind positive, accept the return, and just resell the damn thing. If you get bogged down, I know people that go out of business because they're worried about returns, because they're focused on theft, they're focused on all that kind of negative stuff. Just deal with it. It's part of the business.
Add it into your cost.
Yeah. Hey, people are going to return 10% of the shit you sell. All right, you ready? Stop getting mad. Okay. My favorite topic. Now, this is where we lose a lot of people, but. Oh wait, we got something. Oh, is it good clothes for a bin store? So I don't put my clothes in my bin store. I put it in my liquidation store. I know some people do have bin stores with clothing. So I like Amazon clothing. You used to be able to get it for like 75 cents a piece. Now I see it like $1.50, $1.25, $1.50. So it's a little more expensive to put into your bin store, but I really, really I love Amazon clothing. Every once in a while, you get some really nice stuff that we can sell on eBay, some stuff marked $200, $300, all that kind of stuff. So, I do like it. I would definitely try out the clothing. If it works in your store, definitely. They're all bagged up individually. The problem is they're going to have to unbag it and look at it, because remember, Americans are fat, right? We're fat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Not me.
Corona really did a damage to all of us.
Not me.
And so not Esteban, not Paul, definitely not Paul, but so the Chinese size is like 2 sizes. Like when I bought a shirt at a store in Mexico, I had to buy like a 4XL.
Yeah.
Because Mexicans are short and small, right? I had to buy a 4XL. But so they have to unbag it, check the size, make sure it's going to fit them, make sure it's the right style, and then you got open clothes in your bins. So it's a catch-22 whether or not you want to deal with clothing. We don't deal with clothing in our bin store, but I don't think it's a bad idea. Andrew said, I know you like buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay. And the question was, when will you be getting to Algorand and ADA, which is Cardano? So I did buy Algorand. I put $5,000 into Algorand maybe a month ago, and that's worth like $11,000 now. I have been buying Cardano for a while, not because I really don't believe in no, I can't say that. I'm not convinced that they're going to be a winner in this space, although one of my business partners is. So I do own a substantial amount of Cardano. I actually transferred it over to my business partner, and he's buying a lot of NFTs with it. I think for sure Ethereum's going to win, and for sure Bitcoin's going to win. But I think there's a lot of room for other cryptos in this space. So there's, just like you don't have one Visa card, right? I have 5 Visa cards, right? I think there could be 5 blockchains that win. So
yeah.
So that's my opinion on that. And then there was one more crypto question. What was it? Did you convince these 2 to buy Bitcoin? Go ahead, take it over.
Yes, we have. We bought Bitcoin. We bought Ethereum. We believe in Ethereum. Ethereum is God. No, just joking.
I'm a little stubborn. I know when Tom told me about it, it was about 4,000 at that point. It's like buy in. I was never into it. But then watching the trend grow and get more knowledgeable about it, I bought into when it was about 19,000. Now it's just blossomed up. But yeah, we bought in. Most definitely.
Yeah, if you remember this stat, that every 4 years Bitcoin has a spike, and I can't really go into all the reasons why, but every 4 years in the fourth quarter it goes up between 5x and 10x every 4 years, and that starts next month. So October, November, December, the average price increase is between 5 and 10x for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the cryptos. So that's why this month is so important to get involved. I have 100% of my liquid money into crypto. 100%. I own 0 stocks, 0 gold, 0 bonds, 0 anything. I own a bunch of real estate, but that's not liquid. But 100% of and I want to sell it all, and put it into crypto, because I do believe if you listen to like Kathy Woods, just came out last night. They're doing a SALT conference in New York City. She expects in 5 years Bitcoin to be 10x from where it's at. She expects it to be 500,000. So it's the fastest growing asset in the history of the world. It's the best performing asset in the history of the world. If you don't think the world's digitizing, then if you think we're going back to analog, you think our TVs are going back to analog, our cameras are going back to analog, you probably shouldn't buy it. But if you think everything's going to be digitized in the future, if you think Ready Player One is an example of what the future really is going to be, then you really need to get involved in crypto and just buy it and hold it. For the short term, if you're looking for short-term gains, don't buy it. If you're looking for if you want generational wealth, buy it and just hold on to it. It's, Michael Saylor says it. What if you could have bought a city block in New York City in 1850, right?
Yeah.
Your family would, your great grandchildren would never have to worry about money, right? If you still owned it, because a city block in New York City is worth billions today. That's what Bitcoin is today. And you could be a hater. There is hey, I'm challenging. Who do I want to challenge? Rockstar Flipper, right? He has a YouTube channel. I'm challenging Rockstar Flipper. If anybody knows him, he's an anti-crypto guy, and I challenge him to a debate on crypto. So if I'm sure he's not listening, because he's probably in his BMW or hanging out in his lagoon that he lit in that beautiful neighborhood. I'm jealous of him. But yeah, I want to.
Can I share my story about crypto on how I got it real quick? Just real quick. I watched a show called Utopia on Amazon Prime, and it has nothing to do with crypto, but I happened to watch it during the elections. I happened to watch it just the beginning of COVID, and I questioned that there's a man behind the scenes doing all this craziness affecting the world. And I wanted to know what is affecting our world today. And so I went on and did some research, and I was like, hey, there's a coin shortage going on. We're moving away from money. Paper money. We're moving away from coins. We're moving away from this. It looks like crypto might be the thing. So then I had this conversation more with Tom in regards to this, and he pointed me to Michael Saylor. And Michael Saylor is one of the big advocates for cryptocurrency. And I just dove in to investigate more, and I did more research, and I was like, yeah, this confirms what I was thinking. We're definitely moving away from paper money. What else is going on? So that's when I saw this, and we moved not just to crypto, but to NFTs and to anything that had to do with blockchain technology. So my wife and I were really into blockchain technology, crypto. I highly recommend that you put at least just $10. It'll motivate you to research it a little more.
Yeah. Yeah, and so most people get into it to make money, but once you take that dive where you do a 10,000 hours worth of research, which I have done, you become you understand that it's everything, right? It's everything. So what do you think about mining? I'm not into the mining. It's really hard to get the rigs, and I believe the future. So I don't want to get too technical here, but there's proof of work, which is Bitcoin, then proof of stake, which is Ethereum switching over, Cardano's proof of stake. I think the future is proof of stake, which uses zero power, and then for the mining is going to go away. But I think there's an argument that Bitcoin will be the world reserve currency in the future. Mike says, I think you're right about Bitcoin and Ethereum. The Rothschilds have investments in both of these currencies. The Rothschild own and control the Federal Reserve.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
That was the number one research that I did. I said, if the secret society on the show is doing something, what are the Rothschilds doing? Because they're the ones that's behind the scenes here. And I saw that they are investing in crypto. And I was like, I think that we should look into this a little more.
Yeah, and I can't, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Papliano? No. I love Pomp. That's the Pomp podcast. You can watch that. But there's a guy, Papliatio. I don't know. I can't pronounce his name. But he bought Bitcoin at a very early age at like $11, and he bought like 1 million of them. And he's a multi-billionaire, and he's a venture capitalist now. So he says, I want to be rich. I want to be so rich that I get a seat at the table, that I get to sit down with the Rothschilds to determine what the future's like. And he's so progressive, and he's anti-war, all about pulling people out of poverty, that I just love his message. So I'll get the name and I'll put it in the comments later on. But yeah, the people. Okay, so let me address this. I think Thrifty Resale says, I think it's a Ponzi scheme. Okay, so what is a Ponzi scheme? A Ponzi scheme is getting somebody's money, right, and then having to pay them back. When you go to pay them back, you go find some more money to pay them back, and then that money's gone, right? And then when you have to pay somebody else back, you go get more money. What do you think America does? America has our deficit. We spend $7 trillion a year in our country, and we take in $3 trillion a year in taxes. Where does the other $4 trillion go? That's the Ponzi scheme. What do? We print more money to pay off our old debts, right? And then we spend more than we make, and then we print more money. That's the real Ponzi scheme. You got it backwards there, Thrifty. I love you, man. Thank you for being on my channel. Thank you for watching. But I think that the real Ponzi scheme is the American money and the American dollar, the printing of the American dollar. And we're only going to we're only going to be able to do this until the rest of the world says stop. And I think that's coming sooner. People have been predicting this 20 years ago. Yeah. And then in 2008, it got a lot worse. And now it is 100 times worse. Go look at national debt clock. Go look at our national debt clock. I forget what we are. I think I got it on here, right here. How much we are in debt right now? Our country is something like, oh man, why am I slowing down? U.S. debt clock. And I know this is not about that. Our country's $29 trillion in debt. $29 trillion in debt. So just look at this. Go look at that usdebtclock.org, and you can see all the financial reasons that you should be in crypto and Bitcoin. All right, let's see what else. What app do you use to buy Bitcoin? I'd recommend Coinbase. I've been using Coinbase and Voyager. See, PayPal right now, you don't own Bitcoin. What you own is a financial representation of Bitcoin.
Yeah,
An equivalent.
You're investing into crypto, but you don't actually own it. Yeah,
on Coinbase, you own the actual coins, and you'll know that if you can take it off the exchange. So you can't take Bitcoin off PayPal, but you can take Bitcoin off off Coinbase. I've always used Voyager too, but lately I've had a lot of issues with Voyager. Like I'm trying to transfer some of my coins off, and they make the coins be there for 6 months before you can take them off. So if I need money real fast, if I want to make a deal or make a buy real fast, I'm having trouble with Voyager. Now I can sell them and then rebuy them, but then that's a taxable event. So you just got to be careful on that. I'm using PayPal too. Should I switch? If you want to own your own coins, yeah, but PayPal and Square, you don't own the coins, but eventually they're going to get there. They're going to get there probably in a year or two. So if you want to stay, if you have a long-term premise, you want to stay there. But if it's short-term, yeah, I would probably switch. But I don't agree with it. But some people want to hold their own coins, meaning that you can put your Bitcoin or crypto on a hard drive and store it in a safe so that nobody can steal it. I'm not there yet. I just assume that somebody else custody it. So. Thrifty Resale says $30 trillion in debt. Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. I'm looking at the clock right here. It's ridiculous how much we're in debt. We cannot pay that off. The only solution is to print more money. That's the only solution. Listen to any economist out there. Any economist. Well, we either need to have the greatest depression in the history of the United States or keep printing money. And do you think any politician is going to have a depression, is going to schedule a depression, is going to say, listen, we have to go into a depression in order to make this work. We have to stop printing money in order to make this work. No, they won't do that.
They would never go
and I'm a Trump fan, and Trump didn't do it. Trump with all his promises didn't stop printing money. So that's it. Use Coinbase Pro or Coinbase Fees Away. Yes, Andrew, it is. You know what? I'm so dumb. I don't even use Coinbase Pro. So I need to switch over. I was thinking about getting into that today. Exabra, how do you want to say that name? Exabra?
He's one of our biggest fans.
Yeah, he's our main man right there. It sounds like the world is going digital. First media, entertainment, then money. Wonder what else is going to be obsolete. Dude, I think so many things in the future with blockchain technology is going to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, any job that doesn't make a good and service is going to be gone. Or deliver a good and service. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Like can McDonald's go blockchain, right? Because machines can make the food, right? Machines can bring in the food. And then they can deliver. Driverless cars and robots can deliver the food. So maybe everything can be on the blockchain in the future. Anything that can be computerized. And man, have you seen I think it's Boston Dynamics? Have you seen the robots?
Oh yeah.
The dancing robots, oh my God, talking about blow your mind. The robots can stand here and then jump up on this table, right? Yeah. Go on one leg and dance. It's so incredible. I mean, the technology that they're coming up, Boston Dynamics, the technology is insane. You guys should look at that video if you want to see what the future is looking like. I mean, so I'm thinking about robots and wars and, the Terminator, the Matrix, what the future is going to be. And it's really about battery power, right? Because right now you send a robot out into war, right? In 2 hours, they're going to be So when they solve the battery power, which I think Tesla is doing, it's going to be incredible. Yeah. Tommy Seals says, fat, my man, Tommy Seals, my man. Tommy is the man.
But I just said an article not too long ago in Dubai. One of the stores are all robotic, no more cashiers.
Yeah.
Nothing in there.
Yeah. I like it. Common sense, in my opinion. Live within our means is my views. 100%, man. 100%. I mean, our country is all about spending. It's all about excess, everything in excess. My wife makes good money and she spends every damn penny of it. She doesn't save anything. And I didn't for a long time. So I don't want to be a hypocrite here. I didn't for a long time. You know, once 6 years ago, I decided to go to my 80-20 rule, which is learn 80% of the time and 20% entertainment. So now I spend my mornings, I get up about 4:30 or 5 and I listen to something, I learn something. When I'm in the shower, I learn something. I take my kids to school. I have a 45-minute drive to work. I learned something then. On my way home, I learned something. And then I go, I sit down, we have dinner with my family, and then we watch a little TV. When they go to bed, I learn something else. So I learned something all the time, and I learned about money. I was never taught about money growing up. My dad always told me it was none of your goddamn business. How much did the car cost? None of your goddamn business. What's your house payment? None of your goddamn business. Even today, my dad is retired, 72 years old, doing well. I ask him how much something costs. None of your goddamn business. I'm dead. I'll be 50 years old in 2 weeks, and you can't tell me how much. He just bought a brand new Mustang, right? How much, Dad? None of your damn business. That's what baby boomers did to my generation. Unfortunately, Stanley's a millennial. I don't know what you guys are. I'm Generation X. You're probably Generation Y, right? I don't know. It's
Your generation gave me student loans.
my generation. It was all about debt, right? It was all about debt. It was debt. It was debt. And debt is so bad for you. Good debt is good for you. Debt for appreciating assets is good. Credit card debt is bad. All right. So you got to know the difference, and you can't be an idiot. You can't be an idiot and just spend I was an idiot. I claimed bankruptcy. I've had bad credit. I talk about how good of a position I'm in now, but I'm telling you, I've been there. I've groveled from, I went to my parents because I didn't have any money. I lived with my in-laws as an adult. I've been there. I get it, man. I get it. It's not until 6 years ago when I changed my mindset. And the first thing, Grant Cardone, when I moved to Florida, right? I go to the beach and my kids, and down in Florida, we have these huge slides on the beach, right? In Clearwater. But they look like they're right there, but it's like a mile away because they're so big. So me and my two sons, my sons at the time were 4 and 10, and we walked that mile down to the slide, right? And I have to go to the hotel to pay for the slide. They tell me it's $100 each kid to go down the slide. I'm like, what? Screw that! No way! My kids started crying, but I was that guy. I'm the tough dad. I'll spank your ass if you want to cry, right? That was me. And then that Monday, I'm listening to a Grant Cardone podcast, and he says he's in line at a store, and the guy's at Starbucks, right? And the guy is complaining that he didn't get his 76 cents in change. And Grant says, tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Boy, you got to get your money right. You got to get your money right, man. You got to get your money right. You got to get your money right." This guy needed to get his money right, right? And so I went on a mission that day, that minute, to get my goddamn money right. And it worked. So I know that I had to save. I know what I had to spend. And the next time we went to that beach, I had so much money, it didn't matter how much I had to pay for that slide. Everybody's got to get their money right. And then you can enjoy the things in life. Does money make you happy? No. But hiring a maid makes my wife happy, right? Hiring somebody to do my laundry makes my wife happy. And that makes me happy because I'm not listening to the jibber jabber all the time, right? Money does make you happy, because you can pay for the thing that you don't like doing. I hate mowing the lawn, right? I pay some dude to mow my lawn. That makes me happy.
It gives you the time that you need to focus on the things that you really want to focus on, whether it's passion projects or whether it's entertainment. It allows you to pull away from the day-to-day things that will keep us away from the projects we want to.
100%. 100%. So get your money right, get your mind right, start learning, start thinking about saving, learning about money. Andrew says, if you don't like crypto, you must like inflation. 100%. I mean, inflation is a basket of goods, the rise in the price of a basket of goods. They use the CPI in the government, which right now it's normally they try to keep it at 3%. Now they're saying it's 5%. Go try to buy some lumber. Did that go up 5%? I mean, I know it's down from the highs, but it's still up 56. Go try to buy some real estate. I'm looking to buy a house on the water that I can Airbnb, right? I mean, that's up 50%. 50%. Well, bullshit that it's 5%. Michael Saylor says it's up 15%. It's just, Mandy, you want to come on here with us? We got a lot of fans out there. Who's here?
Oh.
Oh, all
Gotta
right.
go.
So Esteban's got work he's got to do. All right, the movie Surrogates. I haven't watched the movie Surrogates. What a great movie pitch. I hate mowing the lawn, Tom 2021.
Amen to that.
100%, man. 100%. I don't know who, like, Mandy claims, come here, Mandy. Mandy claims she likes mowing the lawn. You know, I said, Mandy, I will pay to get your lawn mowed. And she said, no.
I said I want a cleaning lady.
She wants a cleaning lady instead of somebody to mow her lawn. I think she's crazy. I think she should let me pay to have somebody mow her lawn. She enjoys it. I don't know who. We're in Florida. It's like 96 degrees out, and she's out there like.
No, I have 2 boys there that can do it perfectly, but I do like enjoying it. I like it. It's like a workout. It's good. You feel better. It is. You're outside. It feels good.
All right. I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one.
We do that all
Because I just open my curtain and I see the guy out there mowing, and then I move on. So
coffee is like, damn, glass.
that's right. That's right. While I'm listening to a podcast or, all right. Hey, did our comments have dried up? We're an hour and 15 minutes in. Man, these things just fly by. No matter what you make, you will always want more. It's human nature. Yeah, I agree with that, Thrifty. I'm questioning when the right time, because I see guys like I watched this morning at 4:30. I put on Kevin O'Leary just did an interview with Pompliano, Anthony Pompliano. And I know this, so I looked up his net worth. His net worth is $500 million. He's on Shark Tank, and he's talking about growing his income, 5 to 7% a year, putting in, diversifying and all this kind of stuff. I don't agree with, I get why because he's got $500 million. I understand why he's diversifying, but I don't know why he's not out of the game. I wonder if you just never want to be out of the game. I hope I can get out of the game. I hope if Bitcoin goes up 5 to 10x.
Keep making money, so why get out?
Yeah, but how much money do you need?
How much work is he really doing? He hires people to do the work, and he's still making money.
I guess. I do. We had the fire chief in my town, and I'm not going to say where. He worked 30 years and he retired. The day he retired, he died. He died, and I didn't know the guy, but I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is this life all about, man? What is this life all about? So
I think
sometimes when you quit, you die.
Yeah. A perfect relevant example, Vander Holyfield just had a fight not too long ago. Great legend, but 30 seconds of the ring, took a swing, almost fell out of the ring, and then lost the fight. Of course, got knocked out. But
yeah,
I just saying, he just got that fight still in him, even though he's 58, 68.
What is life? You gotta find your meaning to life, and you gotta find out what your happiness is. You gotta define your happiness. If you're pushing paper at a job, man, people that work for other people,
I've worked for myself.
I know. I want you to go work for yourself. I want you to open a business. I want you to be on your own.
And then I have to take care of it and be responsible for it and make sure everything runs right and stay on top of people and not enjoy my time off.
You do that anyways.
I get it. But I just think you need to define your happiness.
Want a simple life.
And maybe I think Mandy's happiness is just hanging out with me all day long.
Yes. Oh God, I can't. I'm trying to behave myself.
So anyways, you got to find your happiness, and you got to figure out what your goals are, and you got to figure out how to make your money right. And if you put all those 3 things together, I think then life becomes worthwhile, and depression will go down. It's just if you're pushing paper all day long, it's and then you come home and you watch TV or and that's your life, man. It gets mundane, it gets boring, and you need to have excitement, you need to have fun, and in order to have more fun, you need to have your money right. So that's kind of the message that I want to express here. That's crazy to think that maybe the job kept him alive. I know that's insane. Mm-hmm. I feel so bad for the fireman. I feel so bad for his family, for him. How does that even happen?
But it also happens in jobs like that, police officers, firemen, when they're used to that adrenaline, when they retire and they have to have a hobby that keeps up that, or they do. They fall down, quit.
Yeah, Thrifty said, enjoy every day. Tomorrow is never promised. You're right, man. You're right.
Very true.
Hey, kiss your kids every day and tell them you love them. Tell them you love them every day. Every time I talk to my kids, I tell them I love them because I'm nervous. I take high blood pressure pill. My parents are 70-something years old, so I probably shouldn't be as nervous as I am. But a buddy of mine's brother was 50 years old on a golf course and died.
It's a golf course, though, right?
Had a heart attack.
Like
at least that's where you want to be. At least he was smiling when he died. But you know, retirement is overrated. Tommy Seals, my man. Yeah, Tommy is retired. You know, Tommy is the man. I get it. Yeah, I mean, I want to find another purpose. You know, if crypto does do what it's going to do in the next quarter, you know, then I want to find a purpose in life that's bigger and better than what I'm working on now. And then we're going to give the company to the employees. I've already talked to my business partners about that. So yeah, they're not very fond of it, but I'm going to make it happen. We're going to be fighting. Okay. All right. So there we go. Now we're an hour and 20 minutes. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for all the viewers that are still watching. We appreciate everything you guys do out here. Please go to my YouTube channel, Liquidation Motivation, and like and subscribe. It certainly helps us out. That gives us a little bit of money to pay Stanley. Stanley wants a raise. So, you know, if we can get those viewers up a little bit more. We do have some video. We already have a video ready to upload today of our store, of Mandy in our store, of things that happen here in the store behind the scenes. You know, if you're interested in more Bitcoin talk, we have a YouTube channel called Pump Your Coin. Pump Your Coin. You can go like and subscribe that. But thanks for watching. So it's Resale America in the Lakeland Square Mall, 110,000 square foot store, largest liquidation store in the world. Deal days in Winter Haven, Florida, 2820 Wrecker Highway. We got Bing down there running that shop. Deal days in Port Richey, Florida, which is Jasmine Plaza. Go see the beautiful Jen up there and her mom, her beautiful mom. Go up there, and we're looking to open some more bin stores. So, hey, guys, thanks for hanging out today. Live daily, 5 days a week. We do these live shows for any questions, any comments, or just a little bit of fun. You know, come on out and watch us. Now go out there and make some money. And today we bought a $50,000 Target Electronics load. Canon EOS Rebel T7. Look at this. GoPro 8, Galaxy S20, Beats Studio 3, Apple AirPods. Look at this. Uh-oh. Samsung Galaxy Buds. Apple Watch. Look at that one. Rose gold. Everybody wants rose gold. 6 terabyte. I think it's a Tab A. Power Beats Pro. 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 I don't even know. Are you okay? What is she doing?